So the hype train for MLB The Show 20 is moving fast. We got the gameplay trailer a couple weeks ago. We got new legends introduced such as Mariano Rivera and David Ortiz. And today we got our first developer live stream from Sony San Diego's studio on Twitch. And in this stream, they talked about all the new defensive changes coming to MLB The Show 20. In this video, I'm going to break down all of these defensive changes, highlight what I think is really important and what you guys need to know. They're also doing another live stream today at 3 o'clock p.m. Pacific time, and that one is going to be focused all on the new hitting engine, the things that are changing, the perfect PCI. I will have a video covering that stream as well, but that won't be out until tomorrow. I won't have time to record it tonight. So if you guys want to subscribe to the channel, this is definitely the place to be to keep up with all the new MLB The Show 20 news and information. And without further ado, let's go ahead and start talking about these new defensive changes. Defense is a huge part of MLB The Show. I know a lot of people like to focus on the hitting engine and the lineouts and all those things, but defense is just as big of a part of the game as the hitting is. Personally, for me, I think the best individual feature they added in MLB The Show 19 was the ball off the wall feature. So defense can provide really big gameplay changes, and it looks like it's probably going to in MLB The Show 20 according to this stream. The first thing I want to show you guys here, this isn't necessarily a gameplay feature, but if you're on defense and you hit R3, you can actually see a full overview of your team. You can kind of see a scouting report. So if you're in a late game situation and you want to know if you should maybe make some defensive changes, you can kind of get an overlook of your entire team to see maybe where you're weak at defense and where you might need some help. So that's just a cool feature they added. But now for the actual gameplay features, let's talk about those.
This year, our outfielders, this is going to be your best break on this direction. Now you have to remember, you can break in 8 different directions in our game. So when the ball's hit, your player is put into a start transition, right?
Which the user does not control. This is done automatically based on the attributes of the player. You
Exactly.
can't override this.
Exactly, and you guys know this, all you guys that have played our game for years, you know that we start you out in a direction. Because you are playing from the perspective you're playing, it's extremely difficult to be able to know where to go, where the ball is, or what. So we start you in the right direction every single time. No matter what your rating is, we're going to give you the right path. Then it's up to you, using that player's attribute to get to that ball. And speed's going to be a big factor at that point, right? But the start transition is where we are being able to simulate the attribute of the fielder. Okay? So the very best fielders are going to get the very best start transition. And then it just scales down, right? So the very worst guy is going to get the worst. What you guys might know already is that in the past we have
Bad jumps.
Bad jumps, right? So guys that are playing out of position are going to get those a lot. The guys that are like, you know, maybe 25 fielding attribute in the outfield, they're going to get those a lot. The bad jump at start transitions. These aren't bad jump start transitions. These are just first step reactions. And so this makes a huge difference in our game. And this one's going to be a slight delay. So if you see here, you saw on the first one, he just did a jump pivot and took off in 135 degrees to his left. On this one, you see that he moved his right foot first and took off in the exact same direction. And so on this one, you'll see that he moves his left foot first, then his right foot, and then he goes in that direction.
So this isn't necessarily the biggest game-changing defensive feature they're adding, but it just helps to add on to the layers of defensive skill actually having an impact on gameplay. Like if you're trying to hide a big bat such as JD Martinez out in left field when he's got really no fielding ability, you're gonna see these more often. So the more they can differentiate between the good fielders and the bad fielders is always going to be a positive for me. I like teams with balance. You're going to have the sacrifices. You're going to have those consequences if you decide to put that guy out there. But hey, if he hits 5 home runs a game, you're okay. Moving on to the next feature, as you guys know, MLB The Show 19 made it really difficult to make any sort of diving plays or sliding plays or anything like that, especially in the outfield. Defense, you could kind of time it up with a ball up the middle or a ball to the left or right, but in the outfield, diving plays were really difficult and it just never really felt worth it. MLB The Show 20 is adding a brand new feature into the game that I think is going to really help address that and add a little bit even of a skill gap to it as well. So let's go ahead and listen.
Super excited about the extreme catch indicator. What you're going to see here on the field is a red ball display in place of the ball marker. And there's 3 things that can happen on this, actually 4, but when you're attacking these balls in the outfield, You can see on the first one he caught it. The second one he missed it. So you can run up, you can dive, you can keep running, pushing full stick on the throttle, and try to do a shoestring. You can't even say that 10 times.
Shoestring, yeah.
Shoestring catches.
Shoestring catch.
So there's some risk and reward there.
And I just wanted to show you guys and give you examples. So there is a risk and reward. Yeah, it's exactly why we're putting up that red indicator. We're telling you that this is a play that it's extreme, that you might not get it. And situationally, so here's the, this is when you get caught in between. So you can see he let go of the stick. He was going to charge it. He's like, oh, crap, I'm not going to get to the ball. So he lets go of the stick. He pulls up, and he knocks the ball down. Those are two examples right there of what can happen. So if you want to play it really conservative, you just stop.
So I'm a really big fan of this feature. Any way you can make more of an indication on what do I need to do on this play is going to be helpful. But then you also add the risk versus reward factor to it, where it's like, all right, if I dive for this, this could end up bad. You've got to remember which fielder you have out there, their defensive ability, their speed. All these different things are going into these split-second decisions of, am I going to dive for this or am I going to play it conservative? I really like it. You get the freedom as the player to make your own mistakes and make your own decisions. And as a competitive player, that's all you can ask for. Just give us user input. If I make the mistake, hey, I know it's on me. At least I can't really blame the game for that. So the extreme catch indicator is, in my opinion, going to be a very, very good feature. So the next big defensive change we're going to talk about is the throw meter. If you use button accuracy, the throw meter hasn't really been very much of a learning curve. You pretty much get it. It's pretty easy to get a green throw. So this year they wanted to play with it a little bit and make it a little bit more skill oriented. Now in the past with the throw meter, if you got a yellow throw, you could either throw cancel that, you could just redo the input to make sure you get a green before the ball is released, but that is not going to be the case this year. The first input that you put in the throw meter is the input you're going to get when you're throwing to either that base or that cutoff man or whatever the case is. So if you make a yellow throw to first base, you can't throw cancel that and then make a green throw to first base. No matter what, if you throw to first base, you're gonna get that yellow throw. So it's gonna be a little bit of an adjustment with the throw meter. And right here, there's actually a pretty good image of how the throw meter is being changed to make the attributes on the player matter even more. So in the top left here, you've got Justin Turner, and on the bottom left, you've got Nolan Arenado. They both have different throw accuracy ratings. Nolan Arenado's is a little bit higher, so when they're both making this difficult play to their right, Nolan Arenado is going to have an easier time getting a green throw than Justin Turner is because of the throw accuracy rating. Justin Turner is going to have that small area. But if you look over on the right side, it's a much more routine play. You've got Justin Turner and Nolan Arenado fielding a ground ball, and their green area, and Arenado's is a little bit bigger, but it's not like a crazy amount. So routine plays, you're still going to be able to do those pretty effectively, but the more difficult plays, you're going to want a guy with a really nice throw accuracy rating. And the same thing applies for that middle one. You've got Charlie Blackmon on the top and Cody Bellinger on the bottom. You can see that Bellinger obviously has a much better meter because he's a better fielder with better arm accuracy. So next up, there are some changes with the throw meter in certain situations. So the first one we're going to talk about is the throw home indicator. I'm going to go ahead and let this play so you guys can see it work in action.
So what you're going to see here is not only did we add it to throw home for the outfielders, but we have it for throwing to the relay guy as well.
Yes, that's new.
How's that gonna?
So right
affect
here,
relay?
I'll explain that in a second. So right here, you saw a perfect throw to the relay guy, and then not a perfect throw from the relay guy to home. It was still green, which gave him a good throw, but it wasn't perfect. Okay, so I believe this is the exact same. You saw that line was perfect, and then this is offline.
Yep.
And he's safe. So here's the next one. I think these two are going to be perfect. Perfect. So, and then you see the little animation of home plate. Okay, so here you got a guy tagging up from third base, get behind the ball. I miss it. I throw yellow, or that was right on the borderline green-yellow, so it was still a good throw.
Still a good throw. And
Still
so
good
you see
throw,
the
just-
catcher didn't move, right? His
Catcher's
foot's
left
on the
foot
plate,
was anchored.
but he had to go like this to make that play.
Exact same. Is the replay the same one?
Yeah, just showing it again.
Okay,
Remember,
so
still
it was
a green throw, right?
Yeah, it was yellow. I'm sorry, green.
That was, yeah. And this is perfect.
So this is the exact same play, and you see the little animation of home plate above the perfect meter. Exact same play, same runner, same everything, and you see the difference. One guy was out, one guy was safe, and there's your reward for being a good, skilled user player, right?
What he said right there was the biggest thing. That is your reward for being a good, skilled user player. So you can still get the out from a green throw depending on the runner's speed and the situation and all that stuff. But if you get a perfect throw, you are giving yourself the best possible opportunity. You are going to deliver a strike right in the perfect position to the catcher. So this is a very nice addition to the throw meter because it's adding more user skill. It's going to be tough to hit that, home plate meter because it's pretty small right in the middle there, but you throw a guy with good defensive attributes out there, you throw him with good arm accuracy, it's going to help your chances. But if you're a good, skilled user and you hit that, you're going to be throwing out runners at the plate a lot. So they're also adding something similar to that with the catcher throw indicator. So if somebody's trying to steal a base on you, you're going to get kind of the similar meter. You're still going to be able to get guys out with a green throw, but there's going to be a sweet spot right in the middle of the green that's going to give you the best possible throw and tag you can get on those times when a guy is trying to steal second. So they're adding so many more ways to be skilled as a defender, and I'm really excited about it because user skills should always be king in these games. So another thing with the catchers, they have said that they have improved the blocking ability a little bit, and catchers with higher blocking will block more balls. But if I'm being 100% honest, that's been a theme they've said for multiple years now, and it still seems like catchers are kind of an issue. So they showed some examples which were nice to see, but will it translate to the game year round? I don't know. That one we'll have to wait and see on, but they are saying that it's going to be better, so we'll see. All right, and the final thing we're going to talk about here is fielder urgency. They have made some adjustments to this. One really cool specific play they showed is a first baseman fielding a ground ball as a right-hander and throwing the ball to second. He's now fielding it and positioning his body to get the ground ball and make an easier throw to first base because they've always thrown across their body, but now he's kind of setting up with his back to the base a little bit so he can make an easier spin throw. And all these new animations look really good. There also are a lot of really cool double play animations they were showing off with the guy catching the ball before he steps on the base and then delivering the throw. So overall, all of these defensive urgency changes are really nice, and they should make a big difference when it comes to gameplay. Once again, I just got to clarify that a lot of these will come down to who you have on the field. If you don't have good fielders, you might not see some of these animations, but if you get guys with higher fielding ratings, you're going to see these animations more often. So it's all a matter of who you decide to put on the field, what your sacrifices are, and do you think this is good enough to get yourself a victory. So that pretty much wraps it up, guys. Those are a lot of defensive features they showed off in the game. For me, I think the most exciting is going to be the extreme catch indicator. I know how big of a difference the ball off the wall feature made for me in MLB 19, so I'm hoping that the extreme catch indicator is going to be kind of the same sort of vibe. And the fact that diving plays have been really difficult to make in 19, I think having this feature is a really big plus. Let me know in the comments what you think about these new defensive changes. Do you like the throw meter being a little more difficult? Do you like the throw home and the catcher indicator? What do you think about all the defensive changes? Let me know down in the comments. Remember, there will be a hitting live stream today at 3 p.m. Pacific. I will have a video on that tomorrow, so make sure to subscribe so you don't miss that. But if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to hit the thumbs up button. Let me know in the comments what you think. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.